And we're live, guys. We're live. This is the Hair Wire, and today we're going to be talking about consistency. Anything that you need to understand about expectations whenever you're dealing with hair loss and how you're going to treat your hair. With that and more here at the Hair Wire. And welcome, guys. Welcome to the Hair Wire, the place where you get hair smart. I'm your host, Sergio Dipsy, and Carrie Jared. How you guys are doing?
Good, thank you. Glad to be back.
It's good to be back.
April, I tell you, it's a blur, but we're here now. I'm happy May's here. And April's my month, and I'm happy it's over.
Hey, so sometimes, you just want to skip, sometimes because of the things that happen. It's crazy. But thank God April is gone. Welcome, May.
Yes.
It's a new day, guys. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the Hair Wire. Today, we're going to be talking about hair growth and consistency, and of course, about time's vital role. And we're going to be talking about this different types of subjects because, we have a lot of people who don't understand, what hair loss actually is and how, the mechanics of it. And because of it, it's very hard for many people to keep consistent into their process and to keep motivated into the process because sometimes they don't understand how it works. And, unfortunately, we have a lot of people that, they start using a product and it doesn't go, a week or two and they just start buying a new product. I'm like, chill. Take a second, hold up, wait a minute. You're not gonna get instant results out of the blue. And now, Carrie, what do you think about this? You see a lot of this in your salon.
Oh my goodness, yes. A lot of people think they expect results in 2 weeks, in a week, in a month, but it doesn't. Your hair takes time to grow. Your body also takes time to recalibrate before it starts to grow. And a lot of people don't realize. So like when I have clients and they say, oh, I'm 3 months in, I'm 6 months in, and I don't see results.
After my first wash, my hair's still falling out. Like, wow, you're crazy.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen instantly.
No. I keep having to reiterate the importance of consistency and time, and everybody's different. Like some people might not see results for 9 months or a year. Some might see it quicker than others. And I just say, you know what? Like, look at what's happening now. Has the hair loss stopped? As, are you, maybe you're shaving more often than you typically would. Look for those little small, key factors of the hair growth, right? So, yeah, if I had a dime, I tell ya.
How about you, Biz? How do you encounter this with some of your customers? They will go by, they just had their consultation with you, and the next day they're complaining because the hair shedding hasn't stopped. Have you seen that?
Yep. Yeah, a lot, actually, a lot. Especially because hair loss is very emotional, and people will think that, okay, I'm investing this money with this trichologist because I want my hair to stop. And they don't get, I always explain to them, because also in all my clients, I dig deep in their nutrition and gut issues. Mostly it's a gut issue or toxicity issue that's caused your hair loss. And I always ask them one question: how long this gut issue has been wrecking your body? They will see at least a year. It's like, okay, then we have to double the time, because the first year we're gonna reverse engineer the damage that your gut did to your body and reverse engineering the health of your gut to begin with. And then from there, that is 1 year. From there, it's going to take us another year to regrow your hair, healthy regrowth. But in this first year, you will start seeing a little bit less of shedding, even sometimes actually it serves you the other way around, because when we start healing the gut, the shedding actually sometimes increase, and they freak out and they say, oh, no, I don't want to do that. I came to you for my hair, leave my gut alone. It's like, it's okay, because when we are trying to get the toxins out of your body, what they do is they go to your bloodstream. And when they go to your bloodstream, you will have another experience of like a period of shedding. But
True.
this is how we're going to get these toxins out of your body. They go outside from the tissues to the bloodstream. Then we chelate them, and then we let them the body eliminate them. Then your body will start nourishing itself. So the key point here is making people understand why this is happening. But still, even though I explained that many times, and still they will call me 2-3 weeks later, I am shedding more than I used to. I was like, okay, let's talk about this again.
Yeah, and that's the thing, if you're losing hair, guys, if you're experiencing hair loss right now, and you want to start a treatment plan, you need to first of all understand your type of hair loss before you decide onto which treatment regime are you going to be implementing in your life. Don't choose a treatment because someone else did it and they saw some results, and that's okay, but you have to realize, are we experiencing the same type of situation? Because you may both be experiencing intelligent fluvium, but one of you might be experiencing intelligent fluvium because of gut related issues, and the other one because of hormonal issues. So the treatment is going to be different, even though they're both intelligent fluvium. So you have to realize, depending on where you start, depending on your starting point, depending on what's happening, what's causing your hair loss, is the type of treatment that you're going to be seeking. Now, once you start a treatment, and here's the thing, whatever treatment you decide, finally, all right, you had your time, you made your assignments, you find out what's going on, and you have decided on a treatment. Then you have to commit to the process. And sometimes the process may ask a lot of you. Sometimes, a treatment may ask for you to do a treatment daily for a certain amount of time. Sometimes the treatment might ask you to stop eating certain things that you're doing right now. Sometimes the treatment may ask from you to start doing medications. Sometimes the treatment may ask from you to go to a place and do, I don't know, weekly treatments, something of that nature. So whatever the treatment plan requires, commit to it. Now, how much time should a person commit to a treatment before they decide to move to the next treatment or change their strategy? Carrie, you want to answer that one?
Yeah, I always tell my clients a minimum 3 to 6 months, ideally 9 months, because you start, depending on the person and depending on how much growth that person produces during that period of time. Ideally, in my perfect world, minimum 9 months.
Yep.
Okay.
And also it depends where they're starting from.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like if they're starting from a very low health point wise, they will take even longer time. And depending also on the age, Sergio. The younger we are, the more resilient our body will be. And this is just natural thing of our human nature, right? So with the older women, I will say we're going to take a little bit more time, because with the older ladies, we have another incognito hormonal imbalances going on. Even though this is not the reason for the hair loss, but we still have it in the background. So we need to take it into consideration. And also where they live, how how clean the food they're eating. Because if we are especially dealing with telogen effluvium and they have toxicity issue in a way, especially with toxicity issue, it's going to take a little bit more time because our environment is already full of toxins. Right.
And also, not to mention, I'm going to also add in there stress.
Right.
I'm dealing with, I'm in Canada and we are in the middle of a lot of us are in a recession right now, but we're dealing with a lot of stuff right now. And there's a lot of people with high stress. Right. And hair stress causes an increased amount of hair loss. And so if you're trying to fix your hair and you're still dealing with the stress and the environment that you're around causing that stress as well too, that's something that maybe needs to be addressed as well. I have one client who I'm dealing with in particular, and we have stopped the hair loss, we have stimulated hair growth, but it's not growing as fast as I have seen it in the past for this client. But they also have a lot of stress happening in their life right now. So until they change that stress factor in their environment or how they respond to that environment, and you don't have to change the environment either if it doesn't work, but you could change how you respond to it. You choose how you respond to your epigenetic awareness. And so if he was more cognizant of how he accepts it the way it is and looks at it in a different perspective, it might change. And so for that hair growth for that particular client, it's taking longer because of the stress factor that's going on in that period of time.
I want to add also one more thing. Because of what Carrie was saying, to put everything together, that's why we trichologists put a timeline. And this timeline will go us backwards to all the events that happen in their life. It makes the trichologists understand how their responses to their, because sometimes, like in even postpartum, you may not have hair loss. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. Maybe different even between one kid to the other. And we start understanding how the body responds to all kind of these stressors, either physical stressors, emotional stressors, or traumas, or whatever happened. And see, we will evaluate how much hair will be shedding because of a particular stressor. So we will also make them understand that too, and make them see it visually. When they see it visually, they can actually, oh yeah, I know, I remember when this happened, I lost that much hair, but this event is actually more hair or less hair depending on the situation. So when they get it, they will understand it visually. They will actually follow the treatment plan more because it's so in front of them. And we as a trichologist, we adjust our treatment plan depending on each person's response.
Exactly. Now, whenever we talk about expectations, what should clients expect? Let's say, as a general rule, let's say you have a client who's experiencing intelligent effluvium due to a combination of stress and gut-related issues, right? And they start treatment with you guys. How long after they start doing treatment? Let's say it's a 45-year-old female, all right? Having stress, having gut-related issues, intelligent effluvium. They started treatment. How long should they be waiting for them to see that the hair shedding starts to at least see some diminishment on that area?
I can answer this question if you don't mind. So basically, I would address this lady with the stress issue at the beginning, because as long as she's stressed, I cannot deal with her gut. First, we have to lower the stress, and she has to trust in the process too, and she has to believe in us as trichologists, because we are not only going to deal with hair, we're going to be kind of her friend. We're going to take her hand and take her along the stress journey that she's having, because none of our treatment will work if she's stressed out still. So
True.
First I will deal with the stress, and after that I will deal with the gut, and then the phase 3 will be dealing with the hair loss. But during this period, maybe depending on her response, if she really believe and trust in me, her stress level will start declining in the beginning of like 3 or 6 weeks. Then in 6 weeks, maybe I'll start working with her gut. Her gut, depending on how complex the issue is, but it's going to take at least 3 months to decrease the inflammation that her gut issues made to her body. And then after 3 months, we'll start re-nourishing the body. In functional medicine, they say inoculation of the bacteria in a way. Take bad the bacteria out, bring the good bacteria in. So we are in 6 months period. But I promise you, in this 6 months period, your hair shed will decrease.
Excellent.
During this time, I can do gentle. Sorry, Sergio. During this time, I can do gentle stimulation of the hair gently. I cannot go full force, but I can do gentle stimulation, and in 6 months, she can start seeing that at least she's not having massive shedding. Full regrowth will take another 6 months, but at least the first 6 months period, the shedding decreased tremendously.
Excellent. How about you, Carrie?
Yeah, exactly. Same thing. I can't.
Usually, usually that's a good time frame, around that 3 to 6 months period, to see at least that the hair shedding has been start to get under control. It doesn't necessarily mean that's going to be completely under control, or that it's going to completely stop, because it cannot stop. Hair shedding will continue, because we shed hair on a daily basis, but at least start getting that hair shedding under control during that period of time. It's kind of the rule, the golden rule around the world, and you may see results very soon. I mean, I have people who experience hair shedding control in about a week of starting their treatments, and sometimes it can happen very fast. And if that's your experience, then that's okay. That's great, but that doesn't necessarily translate for everyone else.
Yeah.
And that's a problem, because if I had a great results, doesn't mean that everyone else is going to have the same type of results. And that's the problem with the expectation, because unfortunately people see great results on many people, and they expect to achieve the same type of result for themselves. And that doesn't happen the same. It doesn't happen the same way for everyone. It's different, because you're experiencing different things, and you have different bodies, and for that reason you will see things differently. You might see better results than everyone else. Maybe yours is going to take longer than everyone else, but as long as you are on the right path, if you're on the right path, you will achieve your goals. Now I want to show you guys a video, a short video. I love this video. It's from Denzel Washington. I know maybe some of you already seen this video, but I want to present this to you. Let me see if let me share the screen here. See if I can do that. All right, it looks like we have. All right, here it is. Let me show you this video, guys, very quickly, and see. Let me know what you think.
Dreams without goals are just dreams, and ultimately they fuel disappointment.
Exactly.
On the road to achieving your dreams, you must apply discipline, but more importantly, consistency, because without commitment, you'll never start, but without consistency, you'll never finish. Dreams without goals.
Ouch. I love that.
I love that.
Love Denzel Washington.
I love that.
And the way he phrased that, dreams without goals are just dreams. So first of all, if you have something that you want to achieve, you have to make it achievable. So stop dreaming about it and bring it down to earth and start working on it, because just wishing that you will have fuller hair will not grow. If I only wish that I would be thinner, I'm fat, so I need to do something about that. Yep, no, but that's the thing, if you want to lose weight, you got to put the work on it. You got to do the effort, and it's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen because I wish it would happen. It will happen if I start doing something about it. And that's the thing. Whenever you move about hair shedding, hair loss, you have to move with purpose. You have to do it purposely. So again, can't stress enough about the importance of education. And this is why we have here the Hair Wire, guys. If you're watching, then you're already hair smart, because you're watching the Hair Wire. So go to our YouTube channel right now, hit the subscribe button, see all of our previous videos, and of course, comment on the videos, because we want to help you out. We want to help you out. And of course, smash the like button right now, guys. Smash it right now. Go to our YouTube channel, thehairwire.com, The Hair Wire, and of course, visit our website, thehairwire.com, so that you may start getting the right information for your hair. Once you start dealing with the right information, then you can start moving out. Then you can start working on your process. And then the most important, you have to be consistent. You have to have the discipline. And because without it, you're not going to go anywhere. You have to be consistent, and you need to have the discipline. Now, here's the thing. You guys have clients that come to you, and they have, the desire, and they start working with you, but they are the worst at discipline.
Yeah.
Carrie, you're nodding. Yes. Tell me. Talk to me. What's happening in that area?
Yeah, a lot of it is them expecting you to. That's why I changed my name to a coach, because if you want the hand holding and you want me to coach you along the way, I will charge you for it. But a lot of times clients will come and expect me to babysit the whole process, but you cannot see the results unless you put in the work too. And I cannot do that for you. So unless you do that, and I tell clients, I set realistic expectations. I say, you are going to have to do the work. You are going to have to dedicate. You're going to have to take notes. You want to see results, it's up to you. It's not for me to handhold you throughout the whole entire process. I'm here to guide you. And if you want me to coach you on along the way, yes, we'll set that up for sure. And I will check on you every 2 weeks and see where you are at. But it's up to you to make those changes. I can't do that.
Yeah, that's why I say if you don't believe in your trichologist, your treatment is not going to work.
Yeah. And I find too, a lot of people when they get to a certain point, and a lot of people too, losing weight, growing their hair back, growing their hair out, especially with hair extensions, they go back to their old ways as well. I coach a lot of people on how to grow their hair long, and when they get to that point, they go back to those old habits of poor tool use, poor product use, putting their hair ponytail wet. Like, you have to, there's a routine, there's a regimen, and a formula for each person. Every formula is different, and not everybody is the same. The formula I might give the sand versus surgery are going to be two different things. You have so much to consider. And I do have a lot of clients come in, well, Susie said her hair grew when I use this, but I'm using it's not doing anything. Like, well,
Exactly.
two different people. It's not a one size fits all world, especially when it comes to hair growth and health.
Yeah.
Sorry, done preaching.
Preach it. I mean, for sometimes, I have a treatment plan, let's say, and I design it with, I don't know, let's say 20 steps, right? And if the person that I have in front of me, when I evaluate that person, I see that you're not able to handle up to 5 steps, then I only give you 5 steps treatment.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, there's a lot of people who says and claim to me, and they lie to my face. Oh, I can handle the 20 steps. I can handle 20 steps. All right. Let's see you handle 20 steps. And when they come back in for the next consultation, the follow-up consultation, how many steps you got? Oh, I'm still struggling with number 1. Don't tell me to teach you about the 20 steps if you can only handle just 1. So here's the thing. We need to be realistic, and we need to know ourselves. You need to know yourselves, period. You need to understand what it is that you're capable of doing and what you aren't. For instance, I have a lot of people when they come to the clinic, and they say to me, well, I'm not good with taking pills, so I'm not going to take supplements. I'm
That's
like,
good.
all right, that's all right.
Mhm.
That's all right. You're not gonna do the supplements. That's okay. Let's go with the eating habits. Let's start working with what you're eating, with what you're drinking, with and start modifying that diet. How about that? All right, we can start working with that. Eventually, once we get that discipline up in the system, once we see people, working their way, then we can advance. And sometimes they see for themselves, well, I'm stuck in this level. Well, if you want to move to the next level, maybe we need to add a supplement, because diet is not cutting enough for you, or you're not disciplined enough to do the diet properly. So maybe we just start doing 1 pill. Let's start with 1 pill. And they will agree to it, and they will start doing the 1 pill, and then we add the second and the other one. Sometimes, I have the same principle with medications. A lot of people come to the clinic and say, I will not be taking medications. Medications are not for me. I don't want medications. I don't want lab tests. If I have cancer, I want to die with it, but I don't want to know. All right. You want to be the supernatural type of person? That's all right. Let's do it that way. And along the process, sometimes they see the struggles. And for instance, I have a bunch of people with this issue. But when they're dealing with the stress, for instance, I will try to recommend do yoga, work out, meditate. That usually helps out a lot. but sometimes we need to do something extra. So I will suggest something like 5-HTP. I will suggest something like St. John's Wort. I will suggest CBD oils, and they will start doing that. Magnesium, and they will start doing that. But sometimes that's not enough, because the stress level, the threshold is so high that they need medication. Now, I will not suggest a medication right away, because what? That person already told me that they don't want to do medications right off the bat. So we're going to start and we're going to do everything else. Once they realize that they're stuck in a place that they need extra help, I'll be like, you know what? I'm going to tell you, at some point in my life, I did medication for my stress. And I actually did, I still have some of the pills right here. And every now and then when I'm feeling where, my magnesium, my CBD is not working for me, then I need, something extra, I will take that medication. And I will use it for a period of time until, my body goes back to homeostasis, go back to balance. Once I have balanced it out, then I can stop the medication and go back to my natural supplements, and that's the key with, being committed to the process, to understand the process and understand that some things are just temporarily. And as such, I need to move around that. I need to understand that if I want to, balance my gut, I have to do certain things. Until I complete those, I'm not going to be able to move to the next level. Biz, I know you want to talk. Please say something.
No, Carrie, you want to talk about that.
Actually, it's fun. Like, I have one. I'm one of those. I love evidential proof. It's one of my favorite things to do, is evidential proof for people. And I know, Bastian, you have this where you do this as well with eggs. A lot of times with clients with epigenetics, people, you don't know what you don't know, because you're so used to living a certain way. And so, for example, with a good example is chocolate. I used to love chocolate with a glass of red wine. See, my mom's French, so it's in my blood. And I was at nighttime, I was getting jitters and I was having panic attack almost, but because I grew up that way, and until I really did an epigenetic self-awareness exam and checked out foods that are hindering me or helping me, I stopped taking the chocolate for 2 weeks. And then when I had it again, it was a huge difference. You don't know what you don't know until you stop something and you observe it. And once I realized the one thing that was hindering me that I was so used to, and I've been doing my whole life, and I was ignorant to the fact that because I'm used to something doesn't mean that it's always right. And so for me, I grew up eating chocolate and having red wine, and then all of a sudden it was working against me, and it was like, wow, chocolate is not good for me. Maybe I pick and choose when I have this chocolate. And so I noticed I was sleeping better. And everybody was like, well, have chocolate before bed because it helps with your heart. It helps with this dark chocolate, not any chocolate, dark chocolate. But it was making me wired. I would not sleep. And then, of course, it was working against me. And I was depleted in energy because I was exhausted. I was tired. So until you step back and make that observation. I've also worked with naturopaths and nutritionists where they've had clients do elimination tests and then they put them on certain foods. I had one client come in and she's like, I'm so lethargic. I'm eating all the foods I'm supposed to be eating. And so I was like, well, let's do an epigenetic test. Let's see what's going to happen. It shows up 5 of the 10 ingredients that she was given to stay and eat on were on this list of not to eat. And so I said, maybe let's not eat those. Let's try this instead. She's like, oh my gosh, Carrie, I have energy again. And I know what I'm eating. So I made her more aware of how to eat for her body based on her genetic predispositions. So I said, maybe these foods aren't the foods that you eat because your ancestors didn't eat these foods. And now you're eating these foods and that's why it's working against you. So for me, I love that evidential proof. Like, you're tired, you're lethargic, you're not having energy, or I know you're stressed and depressed, but I know you don't sleep. I know you stay up till 3 a.m. and get up at 5. Why don't you try working on your sleep? Go to bed tonight. Go to bed and get a full 8 to 10 hours sleep and tell me how you feel in the morning. And I show you every single time they have called me like, wow, Carrie, I'm in a good mood.
Yeah. What you guys are talking about is called positive psychology. This basically, in a way, we should, as psychologists, learn how to deal with psychology of each person differently and how we lead them to the right place. Because as for us, we're seeing the big picture. We can see it. and we have the experience of this hair loss shedding with different kind of stressors, stress or hormonal or whatever the case is. So when we see it from outside, we can actually make it visual to the person to see their blind spots, because we all do have blind spots. And as
Yeah.
Carrie said, sometimes people are bloated and they think that's fine. This is how they have been bloated for all their life. But bloating all your life, maybe it was uncomfortable in the beginning, but now it's going to cause you brain fog. After the brain fog, you're going to not sleep. You're going to be confused. It's a
Yes.
vicious cycle. But there's certain things we get used to it. Like Carrie was saying, we think that's normal. But like when we talk to a trichologist who dig deep in our positive psychology and know the process, we can point it out. And then it's like, oh, okay, maybe I should try this, because we start with small things, but these small things will lead to bigger things.
Definitely, definitely. First, I want to say shout out to Kai Smith. She says, "Hello, everyone," and more acute situations. Yep, definitely, definitely. Again, it's about the discipline, and sometimes it's hard to lead people to the right path, because we know how to get you from point A to point B, but you need to realize for yourself. You need to realize for yourself, where you're going, what's happening. And sometimes it takes a learning curve. It takes a learning curve because, as you were mentioning in the beginning, Biz, it's you got to trust the people you're working with.
Yeah.
But sometimes, it takes time for you to finally let go and let someone lead you into the process.
Right.
And sometimes for that to happen, you need to wait a little, and you need to pass for a few processes for you to understand that, okay, this guy, this person, they really know what they're talking about. I'm going to trust them. I'm going to start doing what they say. But before that, you have to go through the process and see for yourself that maybe what you think is right is not right for you, and what you have heard, it doesn't necessarily apply to you. So there's a lot of complex situations going on, but we need to realize that at the end of the day, if I'm looking for professional help, then I need to trust the person that I'm with, and I need to let myself be guided through that process. And if I'm not seeing a good results after, let's give it a good 6 months. I always say, people, give me 6 months. Give me 6 months. If by the end of 6 months we have seen no results at all, then go ahead and fire me. Go ahead and look for something else. But at least give me the 6 months and let's do it right. And sometimes, people are hard on themselves. I'm showing you this is the map, point A to point B, but you want to go to point C, D, D, F before you go to B. That's your thing,
That is true.
That's your
6
thing,
months.
Yeah, 6 months is a great marker. Yes.
Yeah. I want to just say something that here happened with me personally. So I was in one of the moms group, and one person asked about her hair loss. And given that I'm a trichologist, I just hopped in there and answered her question, right? I didn't say I'm a trichologist. I just answered her question. But that thread of comments was all full of people who are talking about the emotional part of her hair's journey. And one mom, I used this oil and now everything is good. I used this oil and now everything is good. All what I said in my comments, what is the root cause of your hair loss? Let's pinpoint what happened before this hair shedding, and then let's treat that event. Let's focus on that event. She ignored my comment. Of course, she doesn't know me, but she ignored my comment, and she followed the 4 people who said, I used Primrose oil, I used coconut oil, I used blah, blah oil, and it worked. And she went off and started using all these oils. Funny enough, like way later on, I will see her commenting, I went into this group and I asked about help about my hair situation. All of you guys said to use this oil, but it didn't work. I was like, okay, did you figure out the root cause yet? And she's like, huh, who are you now? I was like, okay, let's talk.
Oh, it's funny. I get that all the time.
Sorry, Carrie, she had to go through 6 weeks of whatever people told her. And I didn't give her, because I didn't give her the direct solution. I said, you should understand the root cause. She's like, no, I don't want to understand the root cause. I want to use all these oils.
Yeah. Oh, I see this so many times in all my little local groups in my town that I'm in. All the time there's hair stuff. I get tagged over and over and over and over.
But that's why I learned my lesson. I am not gonna go there and tell people what to do, because if they don't know my background, they won't take me seriously. And yes, she did exactly. Yes, Guy, that's like the thing that let us understand. The people wants, oh, minoxidil, great, I'm gonna buy minoxidil today and that's gonna solve my problems. Like, no, but I can't do that. Like,
Yep, definitely. And that's the thing, when you're working with an expert, you have to trust the system and you have to commit and you have to be disciplined along the way. Now, a lot of people, when they see our shows, they'll be like, well, these people, they don't talk about direct solutions because everybody else is different. That's the problem. You people, you want us to handle you this product, to push this solution. You're not going to hear that from us. You're not going to hear that from us here at the Hairwire. So if you're expecting from us, to fall down with, you need to use this shampoo, you're not going to hear that from us. Period. Why? Because every person is different. Every person is different. Yeah.
Yeah, and like this is also in the moms group. What kind of shampoo should I use to stop my hair loss? I was like, should I say stuff or let me just? Okay, I'm gonna Okay, fine. I'm not gonna say anything now.
I bite my tongue now, and now it's all the time they're direct messaging and booking. Yeah, and if people ask, I say go to the Hairwire. It's free information there, all there.
Right.
You want to book an assessment? Here's my booking link.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's what, but it's always constantly a good trichologist or a good hair expert is one that educate. Well, they listen, they understand, and then they educate. Those are 3 essential skills to look for to make sure, and they're thorough, very, very thorough. So
definitely, guys. Kai, you need to be in the show. we need to get Kai in the show. So.
Yeah, Kai, let's come back.
No, we love you. We love you, Kai. We love you. Hey, guys, we're gonna wrap this show up, but let me put something in your head right now, guys. Understand. Knowing is half the battle. So at the end of the day, you need to understand what it is that you're going through so that you can understand the type of treatment that you will do. There are no cookie cutters. There are only specific solutions for specific problems. You may not need the 20 steps program. Maybe you just need just one step, but you need to commit to the process. You need to commit. If you want to see results, you cannot do without discipline. It's as simple as that. Without discipline, you're not going to achieve your goals. You need to stay committed and you need this discipline. Without it, it's not going to happen. So do whatever you do, but stay committed. Give it at least 6 months to whatever it is that you're doing. And if it doesn't work for you, then try something else. But do it from a perspective of knowledge. Don't stay ignorant onto what's happening to you. Don't just try a product just for trying sakes. If you try a product, do it because you understand the properties of that product or the properties of that program or the properties of that whatever that may increase your chances of getting your hair problems under control because you understand the basics of what's causing that hair loss issue in the first place. So when you do that from a position of knowledge, at least you're steering in the right direction and you're not just floating and see if by miracle, by chance, that treatment actually helps you. Does it make sense?
Makes perfect sense.
I hope it does.
It does.
Anything you guys want to add before we go?
Just stay on top of your lifestyle in a way and understand your body and understand your responses, understand your environment, that when you meet your trichologist, and it will help, this information will help your trichologist a lot to put a personalized treatment plan that works for you only.
Perfect. Carrie?
Just patience.
Patience.
Sure.
Patience is a good one. Always be patient, guys. Be patient. Be vigilant, but stay active. Stay active on what you're doing, and you will see great results. Just, chill down a bit. Take a breathe. Breathe it in. Breathe it in. Breathe it out. It's gonna come. Everything's gonna. Yeah, exactly. Everything's gonna be okay. But start working on the right direction, and we'll see you there, guys. Visit thehairwire.com. thehairwire.com. We'll see you next week. God bless you all. Till then, take care of your hair. Stay hair smart. Bye-bye.